Welcome to the Central Prairie Co-op Podcast, your go-to source for all things agriculture. Each week, we bring you expert insights, market trends, and real stories from the fields. Whether you're a seasoned producer or joining us for the first time, there's something here for you. So grab a coffee and let's dive into the business of agriculture from the ground up. Hello and welcome to the Central Prairie Co-op Podcast. It is July 1st, and we have a wheat harvest update. I am your host, Cash Farney, and joining me today is our CEO, Mike Corbus. How are you, Mike?
I'm good. Very good. Thank you.
So, now that we're getting into the heat of it, what percent would you say we've estimated, harvest in our area?
Yeah, that's been a tough one just because obviously the weather that we've had trying to get a handle on this, and the best that we've come up with so far, we think we're about 70% harvested in our area.
Okay, and we're seeing higher yields than we were expecting. So how are things looking as far as space is concerned?
Yeah, that's that's been one of the biggest challenges, and we are certainly not alone in that. We've heard some fantastic yields, and that has proven to be the case. We are filling up fast. We have seen other entities around us already close some elevators in several locations.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly, I have to announce that we were in the same boat. We did close Geneseo last night. It is full.
Mm-hmm.
What we've done, though, is that crew has moved over to Pollard, which is about 7 or 8 miles away. We're prepared to take grain there and would ask those producers to consider that location as well. What happens is when you get full like this, we really can't afford to transfer the grain. The cost to do that, there's very little to no margin, frankly, in well, it's just like our producers, right? We're all living in that nightmare. And so if we transfer it, we take a big hit right off the bat. So what we do a lot of times with elevator systems like this is that we then will have sales to move that grain out. But without a sale against it immediately, you don't want to move it.
Right.
So that is the situation, unfortunately. And if this happens at other elevators, we will keep producers posted if that happens.
Okay. Are there any particular, procedure or policy updates that people need to be aware of?
Yes, thank you. So another challenge is things have been developing so fast. This, we went through 3-ish years of drought. Clearly, we're coming out of that, and so now we have a whole new set of challenges. Nothing we haven't dealt with in the past, but it has been a while. We're maybe not quite as used to that.
Yeah, it feels new at the moment.
It definitely does. It does. So I'm thankful we have this forum, a podcast, as one source to inform our producers. One rule about making plans is that they will change, and this year has certainly borne that out. So one of the first things is we do have a new discount schedule. Not a lot of change there. The only thing we did is kind of bring our discount schedule up to par with others in the area.
Right.
That's available at the locations. It should be posted there and certainly available to you. If you haven't been handed one, ask for one of those from the manager or staff there. Another thing that we did this year, finally had to raise our storage rate from 5 cents to 6. I believe we were the last ones in the area to do that. We have tried to hold off on that as long as we could, but we all know interest rates have become higher and there's other associated increases. It's difficult.
Yeah, I know that it can be hard for producers to see those things, especially when they're happening, kind of seemingly all at once. But we really have tried to hold off as long as possible. When you're the last one to move around and do that, it shows that we're doing everything we can, but at the same time, we want to be able to make money for the producer as well.
I appreciate that. Yeah, like I said, I know we're very much aware that producers are watching, well, they're seeing the inputs stay high and they're watching prices go away, the quality issues, things like that. And so it's not an easy decision. We didn't like to do it, but finally at this point we had to make that change.
So I know we've had all this crazy weather that we're not used to because we're coming out of years of drought, and that's a blessing as far as we actually have some moisture and we've got some yields going. Fall crops are looking fantastic, but it does seem to be affecting grain quality as far as wheat's concerned. What can you tell us about that?
Sure. So we were very fortunate. I think the first initial few days and the high weekend that we had in grain intake. So our quality had been pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Still is at this point, but we are concerned about what might come with the last 30% or so that we estimate to come. We were decent test weights, decent protein.
Yeah.
Certainly not the protein you'd seen during the drought years.
Sure.
But unfortunately, we are starting to see a lot of 55 and 56 test weights come in, and not a surprise. Hopefully that'll change again, but we're monitoring that very closely, and we share again the same concern as our producers do about falling value because of that.
Right.
It's agriculture. You get a great yield, and then you have another issue. So it never seems to come together.
It does seem to be hard to pin down, just that perfect formula for everybody winning, but we are doing our best here. Any final thoughts that people need to know while we're in our little update here?
Yeah, I think the last thing I would add is just to make sure everybody understands this Friday is July 4th, our Independence Day, and we will be open at our grain locations, weather permitting. And I did check the weather. I hope this is accurate. I checked yesterday, and it seemed like there were a lot of chances throughout this week.
Uh-huh.
It seems that at least the weather app that I look at, that they took most of that out, perhaps a little bit Friday, and then Saturday there might be some. So we'll hope it stays dry enough to continue. And I would just say, it's been a tough harvest for everybody, and I know lack of sleep, a lot of stress and worry. Hope everybody's safe, and just take your time, and if there's anything we can do to help, we will. And again, don't hesitate to communicate with your elevator. Our staff will be there for you as best they can. If you need something, let us know.
Well, that sounds great. Thank you for your time, Mike. I'm sure that everybody will appreciate the update. And like you said, if there's anything that we can do here at the co-op to help you, don't hesitate to reach out. That's what we're here for. Enjoy the rest of your day.